So here we have Jack, new client. He's coming in. His coat is a hot mess. It's well, one, it's a black coat, so usually you are going to see all of that oil and dander trapped in their coat. But in his case, he's got a few tufts is what I call it. So we are always going to start a cat off without, who doesn't have any kind of, sorry, I guess I should be listening to another show while I'm trying to go live. There's a little bit of tufting, right? So we kind of have to work that out of his coat. And one of the best ways to do that is with a product called Le Pooch Detangling Spray. Yeah, I'm going to use a power tool. Yeah, we're going to use a little brush to kind of loosen that up a little bit, work it through the coat. And then we'll start using a comb to try to pull some of that tufting out. Alright, love? We'll start with a wide tooth comb like that. Hi. Here, let's start on your face. Alright, let's start on your face. How you doing, Jack? He's like, I've been better. Oh, okay. Well, what's the problem? I'm away from home. You want a churro? With senior cats, they always take to churros, so let's go grab one. Oh, sweet. Churros. Here we go. Yeah, let's open up one. You like chicken? He's like, yeah. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, let's see if he's interested. You want it from the tube or you want it from your china? Here we go. There. 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 Hello. Wow. Can you smell it? Yeah, it's right there. There. Chicken. He's like, oh, it smells good. I don't know. Stranger danger. Maybe later. Alright, we'll leave it for now. Okay. We'll work on his head and his cheeks first, and then work our way down. Seems to like the process on his face. Good boy. You're so cute. There you are. Big boy. We gotta get him to stop trying to just walk away. Right? Alright. Now let's start to get in there. Try and get this comb to pull some of the tufting out. Miracle spray that Le Pooch Detangler. It just works amazingly well. So those tufts are just kind of popping right out. Good boy. Just gonna break down his coat. Lots of stuff going on here. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi. How are you? Alright. We are live with Jack, getting his short hair shampoo package. Big, older, senior cat with some tufting in his coat. Lots of heavy oil, lots of heavy buildup in his coat. Lots of dander. So we're going to give him basically the short hair shampoo package, or as I like to call it, a full coat restoration, because we're going to pull out all of the beauty treatments to get his coat back to pristine condition again. Yeah. Pull some of this out. See how that just pops right out? Boy. And we can probably just go straight into the tub and begin the degreasing process using that groomer scoop, which is being heated right now. So we put that on nice and warm, so it's a nice process for the cats. Good boy. Good boy. He still insists on trying to leave, so we're just going to hand us over those shoulder blades to try to arm straight down the spine, and that just kind of helps to keep them in position so we can, you know, get them groomed. Yep, no, he changed his mind. He's leaving. He's leaving. Try it again. There we go. Good. Good boy. Holy moly. Do all this first before we get him in the tub, right? We need some spray back here. This is where the worst part of a short-haired cat is going to be, usually. You did it. You're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it, buddy. Good boy. Waka waka. Have you ever had a bath? He's like, what's that? Never mind. Never mind. Waka waka. I know. It's hard to groom a cat who's on their feet, trying to walk away, right? Waka waka. Waka waka. Hi. What you complaining about? You? Oh, okay. Boy. Hot mess. Oh, a little bit of a tedious process to get this done. Alright. Are we leaving? He's like, been trying to, lady. Good boy. Big boy. And then we gotta work on his belly. Alright, let's see what that would be first. We'll do part of the shedding process. Boy. How you would normally groom a dog. They're on their legs, they're on their feet, and they're just kind of walking around. Not your typical way to groom a cat, but wow, look at all that. You like that? He's like, it's alright. I'm trying to go to either side of the spine. You don't want to run this down the spine of an older cat because their spine is usually sticking out, and then you're going to be hitting all of the bumps all over the spine, right? So you just work on either side of it. Alright, let's see if we can get into your belly. Ready? Turn you around. Roll you over. See what's happening. There's that magic spray. Good boy. Good boy. Waka waka. I'm using the JW the shedding comb, which is looks like that. It has an ergonomic handle. None of the pins ever rust or fall out of place. It's a nice little workhorse grooming tool. And it's only like 12 bucks. Called JW. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. 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 Let's try this side. This side. Good boy. A little bit more spray. Good boy. Good boy. Wow. Wow. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. Do you want a happy hoodie? God, you're gorgeous. You really are. There. Oh wait, we are just about ready for that bath. We've broken down most of his coat with the aid of that they put detangling spray. It just creates a path of least resistance, so you can go in and do all of this. And it just kind of glides right through the coat. Problem area right here.
136 watching and only 17 likes.
Alright, almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Good boy. You got this. Yeah, you did it. And the tail. Good buddy. Good buddy. Tail seems fine. Not really a whole lot happening with that tail. Let's just try and run that through it. Yep. Nope, we're not leaving. Alright, on your side. Good boy. Alright, one more time on this side. Just pull out any of those little tufts. And then he should be pretty free and clear. Yeah. Free and clear, but his coat is still covered in oil and dander, so now begins the bathing process. Waka waka. Alright. Sometimes you can just grab for a nice little soft slicker brush to try to loosen up any kind of like problem area. But then, you know, you want to go back over it with that comb. That's it. Waka waka. Did it. Alright, let's do this. Right this way. Right this way. Good boy. You ready? He's like, for what? For your bath. Alright. Here we go. Oh. Okay, ready. Here we go. Now, we're going to try him standing on top of the tub. And if he doesn't like that, then we'll put him in the tub, right? He needs a head-to-toe treatment of degreaser. So let's go grab that. Waka waka. Here we go. It's going on nice and warm and heated, so it'll make for a nice treatment for him. Yeah, doesn't that feel good? He's like, you said it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, little buddy. He's like, if you say so. Wow. 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 Wow, 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 wow. It's about a 10-minute pre-treatment. He's extremely oily, so you want to give it a full 10 minutes. Good boy. Good buddy. You're just gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are. All right, underneath. Good boy. Head to toe. All right, let's turn you that way. Good boy. Waka waka. Waka waka. Wow wow. Mm-hmm. Alright, back boots. Alright, so while we're waiting for that to work, we're going to take this comb, which is a retired number 13 that we've designated to the bath. And we're just going to work that product throughout his whole coat as we continue to do the deshedding treatment. Right? And your cheeks. And your head. Good boy. You want a happy hoodie? He's like, what's that? It'll make you happy. He's like, I don't believe you. Hey, watch. Here. Oh yeah. See? Happy. Happiness. He's like, who told you that? You're not happy? No, not really. Oh. Sorry.
Heavy black heart.
Hello. Alright. Just working that product all the way down to the skin. It's still nice and warm, so it's not uncomfortable, right? There we go. Good boy.
Muslim. A sikak electus tab alatok sak akar kozalaknak bihabidajak. Nem erdem kelki najni ket. If smul sajikjia abun dajik powder face myred nem sinalgia.
Waka. Waka 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 waka. Waka 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 waka. Good boy. Okay, now we're getting over to the tricky bits, which is on his back conscious. So let me try to support him a little bit. Get in there. Good boy. He's a big boy. Waka 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 waka. Like really big. I don't know if being on this tub is working with him or against him, so we're just gonna get rid of it for now. We'll just get rid of it for now. Right? Good boy. Waka waka. There we go. Alright, let that degreasing process begin. Right? He still needs another 5 minutes of that, so we'll just put him over here because he just wants to walk around. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just put him down for now. Wait. Otherwise, he's just going to constantly keep looking for a way to walk around and leave.
Heavy black heart, heavy black heart, heavy black heart, heavy black heart.
Okay. And then we'll probably just restart him on the tub. I'll be working on his head and mane first. Okay. Alright, so we frothed the shampoo. The Degreasing shampoo is the first one we're going to do. And then we usually add some bubbles from Daryl into that. Hello. Alright, so got that going. He's a short hair cat, so we're going to use an exfoliating glove. And probably this rubber knee. This one is the purple one made by Rural Pals. This one. So we're going to do 2 shampoos. The first one is the Degreasing, and then the second one would be the finishing, right? And then for his finishing shampoo, we're going to use the Volume by Top Coat Chris Christensen, and with about a tablespoon of Thick and Thicker protein treatment into that, right? And because he is a black cat, we're going to do a final pitcher of vinegar rinse water on top to just get that beautiful sheen, right? So that's usually 1 to 2 tablespoons in like a pitcher, like that, right? Is how I do it. If you don't allow that groomer scoop enough time to work on a coat like that, then you've just completely wasted a lot of time and product, because you really need to allow it to work. Give it time to do that deep degreasing. So a good solid 10 minutes is required for a coat like Jack. Alright, we'll do a little intermission. Waka waka. Turn Daryl off. Do a little intermission. Waka waka. Do a little intermission here. There. While we say hi to my kitty. There he is. There he is. That's Shuji. Alright. Give it a few more minutes and then we'll get started. That should be long enough, right? Alright, there we go. There we go. There. He's a big boy. I don't know if you're going to be able to see all of them. Alright, you ready? Right this way. Good boy. Good boy. Big boy. Meow. Meow. Make sure that water's nice and warm. You'll start rinsing off that degreaser. There. Better. Are you leaving? Already? You just got here. You just got here. I know. I know. I know. I know. There. You gotta hold his head up. So I'm gonna use that towel technique to do that. So he just wants to hold his head down. Yeah. You're not helping. He's like, I'm supposed to help.
Baby heavy black.
Here they come. The minute something is not, you know, we're not on Instagram, people. The minute something is not quite going perfectly, y'all start swimming in like a pack of piranhas. I know. Like it's some kind of goddamn social media feeding frenzy, right? Right. Wow. 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 I know. Holy moly. Holy moly. Wow, 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 wow. Mm-hmm. 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 I know. Wow, wow, wow.
Working so hard.
Here we go. This is no longer an interactive live. Sound off. Okay. No longer. My salon, my rules. You can go fuck yourself. Yeah, did you hear me? Or do I need to repeat myself? Hmm? Goddamn pack of piranhas. Right? BB. Yeah, never mind. Alright, Jack. Alright, Jack. We're going to start with your head and then work our way down to your mane and then your two front paws and then we're going to start on your back. Yeah. Start on your back. Tail done. Yeah. We gotta get, his coat is, it's really bad. So, you're not just gonna rely on that groomer's goop to do everything for you. You still gotta go in there and use the degreasing shampoo, right? And then a final restoration shampoo. And then he's back to being a beautiful kitty again, right? Just the main reason for his visit. Came in completely matted, oiled, covered in dander, right? And we're just going to restore his coat back to absolute pristine condition again. Alright, let's start with your face. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, buddy? Ready? He's like, for what? We're going to start on your eyes. Your nose. Yeah. Wow. I know. I know. Alright, let's rinse that off. And then we'll try to put a happy hoodie on his head to help get him through the rest of his bath. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good buddy. Good buddy. You're doing it. You're doing it. You did it. Good boy. I know. Waka 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 waka. There. Alright, you ready? He's like, for what? Gonna do a happy hoodie. Wow. There. Get that cone on, keep it dry. Okay? He's like, whatever you say, lady. I'm gonna trust the process. That's what my mom kept saying. Just trust the process. Good. Sounds like a plan. Wow. Alright, here we go. Daryl, back to work. We need more bubbles. Are you leaving? He's like, yeah. Waka 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 waka. Waka waka waka. Wow. Wow. It's taking a long time to lather, so we're going to switch to the Orvis. Do it that way. Meltdown? Are you going to do a meltdown? Yeah. He had a moment. He had a moment. Waka. Waka 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 waka. Waka 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 waka. Do you want to go in the tub? Because this isn't working out. Okay? Or you could just sit like that. That would work. Yeah, that'll work. Good boy. Good buddy. That's actually perfect. Good boy. Waka waka. Alright, we'll turn him around so he can't see how to leave. Start rinsing off that groomer scoop. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. You're doing it. Good boy. Let the polishing begin. Waka 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 waka. I should put 2 gloves on. Normally I only use 1 glove, but let's try it with 2. See what happens. Right? Put some of that shampoo right onto that glove. There. Here we go. Whee! Wah! 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 Good boy. Waka waka. Waka waka. It's his first time getting a grooming, first time getting any kind of a beauty treatment, so he's not used to it, right? But I think he's going to be just fine. Good boy. Good boy. A lot of real estate to cover with this big cat. Good boy. And then we gotta get underneath, right? And behind, right in there. See if we can get him to come up a little bit. Good boy. You need it. You need it. Good boy. Wow. 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 Good boy. Waka waka. Good boy. Just pulling out all of the dead coat that's in his. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. Good boy. Good boy. Let's see your back punches. Right here. Good boy. That'll work. Waka waka. Alright. Wee. And rinse. Good boy. Alright, so first shampoo is done. That's his degreasing shampoo. His coat should be absolutely clean. If it's not, you usually have to do one more degreasing shampoo. Yeah. Remember what I told you about how heavy that oil can get? Right? So, as a cat groomer, your fingertips will tell you where that cat's coat is at, right? And his coat did not pass the test for the quality of that coat right after the degreasing shampoo. It just wasn't there, so we got to do it one more time, right? Normally, when you're using a degreaser and you follow up with a degreasing shampoo, 9 times out of 10, that's all you are going to need to get that coat exactly where it needs to be. But in his case, it was so heavy. Yeah. I'm going to do it one more time. Waka waka. Waka waka. Waka waka. Good boy. Good buddy. Good buddy. You did it. Yeah, you're doing it. Waka waka. You're doing it. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Good boy. Are we there yet? I think so. Let's try it now. Oh yeah. Alright, so it's right exactly where it needs to be. Now we can start with this finishing shampoo. And then wrap him up in a towel and get his drying started, right? Oh, so Romeo. It's a beautiful finishing shampoo made by Chris Christensen. Called Volume. This one here, right? Volume shampoo. There we go. Hee. Now we put the warm wash in, and then what you can do is take a little bit of the straight from the bottle, and then just mix that all in with that warm wash. Right? Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Good boy. The rubber brush is really good for getting through the coat as well. Good boy. Just pull out all of that dead undercoat. Waka waka. Waka waka. Good boy. Waka waka. There you have it. Do a little bit more for underneath. Here we go. Good boy. Good boy. He's like, that doesn't feel that bad. Yeah, I know. So why are you still crying? Is that your unwet meow? Some cats can't help it. They'll just automatically start meowing. I call it the unwet meow. It's a phenomenon. Alright, we're getting his vinegar rinse ready. Because that's the last thing we're going to do, is just give him a nice beautiful vinegar rinse. Right? So that he has a beautiful pristine black coat. It'll add beautiful shine and luster. Something I really only do with a solid black cat. Waka 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 waka. Now, if he was on a regular grooming basis, his bath would have taken half the time, because we're not starting from scratch with his coat, right? So, since he's never been here before, this whole process is going to take a little bit longer. About double the groom time, right? Double the bath time, actually. You did it. You did it. Good boy. Alright, let's do the comb test. Just make sure there's nothing in his coat. Don't skip this step if you're grooming your cats at home. This is really important. For those of you who are looking for a quality grooming, right? If you don't care, then you don't care. You don't have to do that. Alright, up. Good boy. Oh, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Good boy. There we go. Waka, 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 waka. You did it. You did it. Right. Rinse you off. Here we go. Pull this up a little bit. Good boy. Went. Good boy. You're looking marvelous. Marvelous. Good boy. Wow. Wow. Alright, we gotta turn him back around so you can see all the ways to leave. So, good boy. Up you go. Up you go. Good boy. That's it. Waka waka. You did it. You did it. Let's use that vinegar rinse. Okay. Should get that beautiful squeak at the very end. Good boy. You did it. Wow, la la la. Wow. Alright, let's go. Turn you around. Take that out. Check your soap ring. Waka waka. There. Other side. Good boy. You did it. Hold on. You did it. Yes, you did. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Waka 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 waka. Wee. Ready? Say for what? For your tail rub. Come on. Alright, good boy. Alright. Wrap you up. Look, Ma. I did it. Yeah, Mom's watching right now, which is the reason for this live. We actually go live as a part of our service to let the clients know and see where their cat stress levels are and where, at what point, you know, if he were my cat, I'd be recommending that he get the calming cat oil drops, the CBD drops that have been available for 6 years now. Yeah, I would have made sure he had that. So that's what I would recommend, Mommy, for any future baths. But see, you don't know where cat stress levels are until you see how they are with their first grooming. So this is a first time grooming, right? This is the first time grooming. And so the grooming itself, the first one, will show where the cat is, what techniques worked, what techniques didn't work, and whether the cat is a candidate for a pre-treatment, right? So, and that should be fairly obvious to the owner and to myself, whether the cat is a candidate for a pre-treatment, right? So, anywho. And for all of you who are ignorant and watching and are not familiar with what the I'm wet meow is, yeah, see, that's a phenomenon. That's something that happens when the cat gets wet. And then it immediately stops the minute the bath is over, right? It's called the I'm wet meow, right? So, yeah, not to be confused with a lot of other things, right? You know, for example, all of the cats who are being filmed and groomed And then all of that is posted on social media, you know, for your laughs, because you like to watch and laugh at those things, right? Yeah. And they're being groomed at extremely high stress levels. There are no techniques being used is the biggest problem, right? And then the cat is quite fearful, not from water. They're fearful because you're not using any techniques, right? So techniques are what is going to help keep most cats calm. 75% of our clients are groomed at natural temperament, just using techniques, right? But 1 out of 4 cat clients, despite the techniques that you use, they would require a pre-treatment to be able to groom them at low stress levels. Not to get them groomed, but to get them groomed at low stress levels, if you understand the difference, right? So let's heat this up, get that going. So it's snug in his little towel. A lot of senior cats absolutely love the bath, right? And how it makes them feel afterwards. It basically rejuvenates them. It makes a lot of these cats feel years younger, right? So if you are able to groom a senior cat at low stress levels, I highly recommend it. If you don't understand that cat grooming requires techniques, and you have no understanding on how to keep your cat at low stress levels, then I would not recommend that you bathe your cat, right? Good boy. All the way up, right? Good boy. So right now we just have a little space heater going so that we have a nice warming area while we're combing out his face and getting the towel wrap working to absorb a lot of the moisture out of his coat, right? And we're going to flush his eyes, a little bit of saline, and then we're going to clean his ears, people. So for all of you who like to get triggered by cats getting their ears cleaned, yeah, you might want to look away. Now would be the time to look away, right? So, good boy. Good boy. Does that feel good? He's like, what part? The space heater. He's like, yeah. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. Probably do a set it and forget it technique where we just comb the cat's coat out completely. We've already done that several times in the bath, so it should go straight through his coat quite easily, right? And then we're going to stick him in that nice soft drying box for a little bit, right? Yeah, we're no longer catering to trolls or babysitting people who are getting triggered. We're just going to go live and groom cats, okay? We dealt with that for 3.5 years on a different social media app, where that social media app actually literally catered to the trolls, right? Catered to them. And that's not what's going to happen here, folks. So, just letting you know. It does say on the channel, this is a cat grooming salon, right? We're grooming cats, so I'm not sure what else you expect to see, right? And we're not going to hold your hand. We're not going to babysit you. We're going to actually groom the cats, okay? And you can all fuck off, right? Just saying. FYI. Alright, so his hair on his head is pretty much dry. He loves this whole squirming of his face in front of that space heater. Loves it. Alright. Let's get him out of this towel. Waka waka. You're just so cute. He's turned into like a little kitten. That's when you know you've groomed the cat in a way where, that's what you hope as a cat groomer, is that that cat reverts back to being kitten-like, the way they would be when their mommy was grooming them. You hope that that happens, right? It's not going to happen every time, but you hope that's what's going to happen. And it looks like that's what's happening with him. Alright, tail. Waka waka. Oh boy. That comb through his coat. Again, I call this. So we're just going to comb him straight through and then put him in that dryer box. For anyone who missed the start of this grooming, you would have seen just how heavily impacted his coat was and how heavily oiled and covered in dander it was. You would not have been able to just, run a comb through like that, right? So, anyway, as soon as we get him in the tub, we'll come back here and we'll do a cleanup in aisle 2. Alright? Clean all of that up. Let's see if he changed his mind about the churros. Here you go. Here you go. No? You didn't change your mind? He's like, nah, maybe later. Good boy. If you have properly cleaned your cat, the coat is going to dry so much faster. If you have not properly cleaned your cat, it's going to take a lot longer to get your cat dry. Just saying, right? Waka waka. Indeed. You did. He's like, what did I do? We get your hair washed. And then we're going to cut your nails. Your big old man nails in the back. Alright, let's get that done. Alright, good boy. He loves that space heater. Alright. Indeed. Alright, let's get him in there. Alright. Usually you have to turn that off before a cat will go in there. Good boy. Good boy. You got it. He's like, what do I do now? Here we go. Good boy. Big boy. Alright. Tail in. Alright. There we go. Alright, set it and forget it. All the undercoat is out. All of the coat has come through. So now all we're doing is just letting the dryer do its job. And And then we'll just come back over here and do a cleanup in aisle 2. We all know what 2 means, right? Yeah. Just a little cleanup in aisle 2. So the pre-treatments that would have helped this cat, one of them's been around for 20 years. 20. The other one has been around for 6 years, right? Yeah, see, I know that, so I would have been able to help my cat because I actually know that. But do you know that probably 90% of the public in this country does not know that the CBD products for cats and dogs have been available for over 6 years? Yeah. 6 years. And the gabapentin has been available for over 20 years, right? And the reason why you don't know that is because the veterinary industry gatekept it for the first 15 years. That's why. So, but the word is starting to get out, right? So there is no reason why cats have to go through high stress grooming. That's not what happened here. The cat had an I'm wet meow. That was the long and short of it. That was the extent of his stress levels. He had an I'm wet meow in the bath because it was his first time being bathed, right? Would you qualify that as high stress? No. No, yet for some reason it's the end of the world for some people, right? And everyone wants to get triggered by that. Well, you go right ahead and you get triggered. I don't give a shit, right? I'm here to help the cat and educate the cat owner on what is the best way to help with that cat regarding their stress levels, if they should need any. And if he were going up to high stress levels, he would have been required. He would be required to be on a pre-treatment for any future groomings, right? I will be recommending the all-natural CBD calming oil for any future baths, which is going to help ground him and help make it better for him for his bath, for any future baths, right? So that is what we do here. We teach and we educate. We're not here to babysit you, hold your hand, and help you feel good about cat grooming as we sugarcoat everything and cherry pick only the cats that can go live, right? No, that's not what we're doing. We're going to be showing the good, the bad, and the ugly to demonstrate that it is possible for every cat to be groomed and for every cat to be groomed at low stress levels. It may not happen on their first visit, right? But you came to the wrong app if you expect everything to be perfect and handed to you on a silver platter. That's what Instagram does best. So you might want to just jump over to Instagram, right? Here, we're going to be as real as we possibly can, right? Honesty is the best policy when it comes to grooming, and complete transparency. It doesn't get any more transparent than going live to allow the owners to see for themselves where their cats are at, right? So you can't recognize that, you can't understand that, you can't appreciate that. That's not my problem. That's your problem, right? So just saying. Anyway, we're going to let them sit in there for 10 minutes maybe, and then we will get started. Might have a few little damp areas once he gets out of there, and we'll just fluff them dry with our little UA dryer, right? Alright, there you have it. One beautiful short hair shampoo package. As you can see, all of the meowing, all of the howling, everything is gone. Why? Because he's no longer in the bath and he's no longer doing his I'm wet meow, which apparently is quite triggering to a lot of people who do not understand and recognize what's happening, right? As the cat was just kind of sitting there, every once in a while he would move around and slowly and see if there was a way for him to leave, right? But that is by no means and in no means high stress cat grooming. I can give you a list of places where you can go on social media where you can actually witness what high stress cat grooming is. right? Oh yeah, we can redirect you to where that's actually happening. That's not happening here, people, except maybe in your own imagination. Alright, we're just going to get his cat carrier ready. You always want to check, make sure there's a cat that has not peed or pooped in the carrier on the way here, because that is another sign of stress that the owner may not be aware of, right? And he's clear, right? We're going to take this product, the Fell Away, put a few sprays in there. For anyone who doesn't know, Fell Away is a pheromone used to help with cats and working with cats. It creates the I'm safe pheromone message. There's a lot of communications in the animal world. The highest form of intelligence is their scent, right? So you want to work with their highest form of intelligence and work your way down. So smell would be the highest, and then go from there, right? Now, I am thinking about what would be the best drying technique for him to get him, fully dry. He does like to get up and walk around. He's a walker. So how do you counter a cat who's constantly trying to walk around, right? You put him in your lap, right? So we'll do some lap grooming with him, lap drying. We use the Uwal. We'll do the same drying technique we used with the cat before him. And we use the Uwal dryer, which is about 1/10 of the power of the Shalandi dryer, which is a variable speed. This is my Shalandi. I got a little cute little pink one right there. On the lowest setting. So even though it has a variable speed to turn it up, I only pretty much use it at its lowest setting. This is still only 1/10 of the power of that Shalandi on its lowest setting. So we're going to have both on standby. And we'll get them both done, right? And then what are we going to do when we're drying him? We're going to put a happy hoodie on his head, which is the original design of the happy hoodies, was to protect animals from the sound of the dryers, right? So that was the main purpose of happy hoodies when they first invented that, right? But what a lot of people have, and what I discovered many years ago, is that if you use a happy hoodie on a cat, about 80% of the time it's going to help calm them. So that's another thing that you may or may not be aware of. These I get from Groomers Mart, but you can kind of get them pretty much, they're pretty much everywhere. Go to Amazon, you can get them there. Waka waka, he's a big cat. So I don't know how he's gonna fit on my lap, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? All right, let's get him out. I usually only use this drying box for only about 15 minutes. Waka waka, good boy. Wow. Wow. You think, am I there yet? Am I ready? Wow wow. Wow wow. Wow wow. Wow wow. You did. You did. Alright, let's get these on. Wow wow. And the difference in his coat, and the reason why the owners came to me, right? The before and after is pretty stunning. Wow. Wow. We'll do an extra small, and then we'll do a large, and you can either keep that hooded over the cat's face or just fold it back, whichever one you think might work better for your cat. Okay, and let's get that going. can't turn this on. Alright. This is actually more powerful than that. So we go from space heater to the do-it-yourself skin dryer to this one, and then of course the Shalandia is the stronger. Where's my pack of piranhas? Where's my pack of piranhas eating me alive for grooming this cat? Where are you now? Where are you? Where are you? You didn't stick around, did you? He'll let me go one step higher because we're doing it in gradual increments, right? We went from here, that's the softest. Well, I suppose that would be the softest. And then that one, this one, this one. We're going in slow increments, right? God, it's gorgeous. It's a whole new man. Good boy. You did it. He's like, what did I do? He's like, you did it. Alright, all done. We're probably just going to put him into that soft dryer box over here while he's waiting for his owner to come pick him up. Right? We'll just bring him right over here. Oh, he's being it. Good boy. All done. Alright, thank you so much for joining us. Don't worry about the Paraca piranhas. They will never stop coming, right? But we do not need to let that interfere with. You don't want to. You don't want to stay in there? No. You don't want to stay? No. Well, that was pretty clear. Well, you don't have to. I'll get you in the carrier. All right, we'll just put him in the carrier. There. What was I trying to say? The piranhas are never going to stop coming. And we travel in packs. And they're only going to show up the minute something is not happening perfectly, right? Because that's what triggers them. When things aren't happening perfectly for them, right? So, which is fine. That's their issue, not mine. You cannot expect a cat grooming of a new client to go absolutely perfect because you've never seen that cat before, you've never groomed that cat before. That is what the initial grooming appointment is for, to find out how the cat does, what their temperament is, what techniques worked, and by the end of the grooming is when you would recommend whether that cat would benefit from any kind of a pre-treatment, or in some cases, 1 out of 4 times, I'm going to be requiring that client pre-treat their cat. And that's usually with GABA for high stress cats, right? Cats who go up to levels 4 and higher, right? They would be required to be pre-treated for any future groomings. In his case, the only rise that we really saw out of him was when he was in the bath doing the I'm wet meow, right? The CBD drops are very emotionally grounding and really, really, really benefit cats, especially cats. It seems to be like the perfect treatment for a cat who's only just going up to like a level 3 where they're just like not happy, not comfortable. It would certainly benefit a cat like Jack for any future visits. How do you find a therapeutic dose for that product? Since no veterinarian in this country will talk to you about it, you, even though it's legal and on the market and has been for 6 years now, yeah, you just add an mg after their weight. He's a big boy, right? He's probably almost 20 pounds. So his therapeutic dose is going to be 20 mg. That's 1 dropper of the Happy Garden. Or if you're getting it from Social, their whole dropper is 25, right? And then you do that like 1 hour before, right? And that will really help him and probably emotionally ground him to the point where he can have that bath, right? And not be as mournful with his I'm wet meow. The other thing is that we've completely restored his coat, which takes twice as long. Doing a full coat restoration means you're literally breaking down that coat from scratch, right? So any future baths would only take half the amount of time, right? You see how that works? So, but the initial breaking down of that coat and restoring that coat and getting him back to pristine condition takes longer than a normal regular maintenance bath. So anyway, thank you so much for joining. We will be back again tomorrow. Every day, pretty much, we go live, right? All right, take care. All the best. And do we need to do a cleanup in aisle 2? No, I guess not. So thank you for joining, and we will be posting all of our lives up onto this app. They will be chronicled and dated. So SHSP means short hair shampoo package. NC means new client, right? And if you see the spa, what that means is your stress levels for panic or aggression. We call that spa. And then what we'll do is we'll put down what their normal score is, right? And it goes from 1 to 6. So if you see that word spa as part of the title, that's where their current stress levels are. And our goal is to have every one of our clients to levels 1 to 2, right? Ideally, we want every single one of our clients, including all of our new clients. We purposely keep that door open, taking in new clients to keep the education going, to keep teaching the public, to keep teaching the veterinarians out there who still don't know anything about how GABA works, right? Because our clients will teach them. Because I tell my clients to teach their vets how it works, right? That's why every vet in this area surrounding our salon, they know exactly how it works and how to use it, right? So anyway, thank you, all the best, and we'll see you next time.